B-Rob, what's up, bro?
Yo, morning. How we doing?
Hey, good.
How you doing, man? Man, that got a little tight down in New Orleans in the last couple minutes. They changed quarterbacks. They went to Rattler. He made it a little bit more interesting. Just kind of give us your breakdown on the game, and especially how it ended.
Actually, just another example of, I think, we just allowed them to hang around too much in the game. We didn't, pull away when we had the opportunity to, and we just allowed them to just gain that confidence to just, make the comeback they made. They rallied off the quarterback that they sucked in, which I definitely think he came in and made an immediate impact. And, like I said, we just allowed them to just stick around for too long, and then they definitely made it interesting for us on the end of the game. So, that's definitely, where I feel like we got to just pull away early and just go ahead and just, kill their confidence to where they don't feel like they can just be one or two scores away from tying or winning the game. So
did you know? Did you or any other guys on the sideline know the controversy when they stopped the referee stopped the clock after the first down? Late when they got down. Did you guys even know that happened?
We pay attention to everything. We see everything. So like we noticed as soon as that happened, how the clock stopped, and it was stopped for at least 3 to 4 seconds.
Right.
That definitely would have made a difference. Trying to attempt that last play. And I'm just shocked that they didn't, do anything about it. It was, pretty obvious. But I can't control that.
Well, you got the win anyway, right?
What was it like for you? You guys tried to stay dedicated to the run. I mean, you got a bunch of carries. I don't have your stats in front of me, but I feel like, did you have like 21 carries, something like that? So they were trying to pound the ball. Now, you didn't have a starting center, didn't have Tyler in there. Did that make a difference? What was it like for you?
I think we didn't get off on our best foot, in our run game. We started off very, very slow and allowed their front to, gain confidence as well. And they played very, hats off to, the Saints front and how they played, and, they played hard, they played tough. But they had a lot of gap discipline, and they did the things that they were supposed to do to, have success. And we didn't do the things that we needed to do to have like great success, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. But you guys were so close, though, like so close.
Like that's how our run game is. Like we are literally always like one block, one step away from just springing bigger runs, of course. But like I said, we just gotta be on top of all our details so that we can just make our plays just come to life.
What has Cliff told you that they want to use you a little bit more in the passing game as well now that Austin is out with the concussion?
No, that's just part of the offense.
That's just part of the offense.
Okay. I expect to get work in the receiving game regardless. If Austin is playing or not. I still expect to catch passes or get some looks in the receiving game. So that's really not a big difference.
Right.
Obviously, it's more. Obviously, I get more opportunities with Austin, being available. But I'm always looking forward to getting receiving work.
What's Can you give us a little insight as to what Jayden's like in the huddle, like in the heat of the moment? Because I've just been blown away at how much joy he seems to have when he's playing. He's talking with the guys. The guys have a good hit on him or a good play on him, and he smacks him on the butt and he's laughing. What's he like in the huddle, with you guys?
He's the same way. Just same energy. It's positive. Just want to play the next play. He's always positive. That's good. Regardless of anything that happens in the game, it doesn't really matter. I like the fact that he shakes it off and he continues to stay positive. Because as our quarterback, as our leader, it starts with him, and his energy and what he brings to the field, then we all gotta just get on page.
Yeah, and Terry has that positive energy too, whether he's being targeted or not. You guys definitely feed off of him. JP Finley, a guy that covers the team for I guess for Monumental and for NBC4, and he does the middays here. He talked about Terry could have had 5 touchdowns last week. And that game wouldn't even been close.
Right, and that just goes to show like he's just literally just being him, being himself all the time, and he would have literally just had 5 touchdowns off just being himself, doing nothing, out of the ordinary, just being himself and doing what he does. What he could have, easily pulled off a game like that, and I don't put it past him. He's a great player. He works hard. He's humble. One of my favorite teammates.
He seems like a great dude.
So Brian, Jayden was sacked 8 times. We kind of already talked about the offensive line. Biotish being out certainly affected you guys. But can you kind of talk about that? It looked like a couple times Jayden, when they did the instant replay overhead, there were a couple guys open that he just didn't see. But most of the time, guys were just covered. So can you kind of talk about the sacks and why you think that happened?
I think he didn't really have much time. Maybe things probably just broke down in front of him. Too fast for his likeness, and him just knowing his skill set and being able to use his legs and having speed to get away and break the pocket and try to make something out of the play. That's just who he is. And I feel like the more sharp our offensive line plays, and just all of us players as a whole, it'll clear those pictures up for him to where he can go through his progressions just fluently.
Wait, have you noticed Marshawn when he's been practicing with you, like right away? Like, do you know does his talent just jump out at you, or is it a little more subtle? I mean, they didn't even target him last week.
He was definitely a factor.
Right. So, that should, give you a great example of what type of player he is. Like, he keeps the side of the field quiet. So, you don't really have to see him, have, much PBUs or, just get too much of involved all the time in the game because they either not going to target him or he just keeps the side of the field quiet. So, respect to him, I guess, quarterbacks and other players throughout the league respect him enough to not even target him or try him, and that just goes to show what type of player he is. He can lock down the whole side of the field and keep the whole side of the field quiet the whole game.
Right.
And whatever player is playing over him, obviously be a non-factor. So
he's legit. He's legit.
So,
well, they're going to have to. He's got to have to make an impact this week. All right, let's talk about this game. We've kind of we talked about the Eagle game the last time you played them, and in Philly, and we talked about their defense. A bunch of SEC guys on their defense, not guys you rooted for in college. A bunch of Georgia guys. You don't have to win this game, okay? Because you can still kind of control your own destiny a little bit even if you lose. But talk about the Eagles preparing for them, especially because of their defense. And how are you feeling? We don't know if Zach Ertz is going to play. We're not sure about Biotish. I assume he'll be okay. But just talk about preparing for the Eagles' defense and going against them.
Well, honestly, they know us. We know them. Just going based off of first time we played, we just got to control all of the controllables on our end and play our best ball. That's literally all that matters because, based off the last game, we shot ourselves in the foot, multiple times. And, we feel like we are the better team and we just got to go play better, and when we prepare, obviously we're going to do what we do, and we're going to attack them. We're going to go right at them, and we just got to literally, we got to execute better than they execute. It's going to be one of those type of games. You know, we just got to be on top of our game from start to finish. We can't, you know, come out playing around with them. We just got to go out there and handle our business. I feel like if we come out and we do that, we will get the win.
Mm. So does it bother you? I mean, you just strike me as a guy that doesn't care. I'll be honest. But, I mean, does it bother you when people say, oh, they haven't beaten a team with a winning record yet or that kind of thing? They're just beating up on bad teams. Like, does any of that stuff register with you, or you just tune it out?
No, none of that stuff matters. We, you know, that don't matter. You know, winning is hard in this league regardless. It don't matter.
Right.
So, you know, we win games, you know, and some games, the games that we even lost were either by one score or just however it lost. Like, who cares about the record? Nobody cares, really. Mm-hmm. You know, we got to show up and play football on Sunday, you know, and the NFL has shown throughout numerous years that anybody can be beat on any Sunday. Mm-hmm. And we want to be that team that's just, you know, just shows up to play. You know, so.
Do you pay attention to the playoff scenarios with the other NFC teams and their records and who has to win? And do you pay attention to that?
Kinda, not too much. Like, I really don't try to get too much into the playoff picture right now, only because, like, we still got work to do right now.
Right.
You know, and if we handle our business now and do the work that we need to do, mm-hmm. then we will go to the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, whoever we have to play in the playoffs, we'll worry about them when it's time to prepare for them. But right now, we just got to handle these final weeks of the season to just build our team as strong as we can to just finish off this season so that we are ready for whoever they put in front of us first week of the playoffs.
Gotcha.
Brian, you're having kind of quietly having your best year. You got 8 touchdowns. You got over 700 yards. You haven't hit that 1,000-yard mark yet, and it's hard the way the league is today. You know, so many two-back systems, et cetera. They try not to have guys carry too much load. Is that something? Is that a goal of yours? Does that mean anything to you? Because you're about 295 away or so
from 1,000,
potentially having 1,000 yards this year.
Well, I could tell you right now, any ball player, receiver, running back, anybody, they want to go for 1,000 yards in the season. It don't matter. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely a thing. You know, obviously it's a little tough. You know, missing 5 games and in the midst of, you know, just playing very well. So, you know, I'm still pushing. You know. And
you still got a crack at it. If you have a big one or two, definitely.
And I never put anything past myself. Like, I know I can do it.
Right.
So I just got to do it. You know, and I got, you know, I'm right where I need to be to do everything I want to do, and that's on me, you know, personally. So.
And it's also good for the next contract if you could put up 1,000 yards and put up 10 touchdowns, right? I mean, that's something to think about.
Oh yeah, it's something definitely in the back of my head. You know, I just got to control what I can control, play the game as it comes. You know, winning is always more important. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, maturing is realizing that. You know, after coming off a 4-13 season, you know, so. You know, winning is definitely the standard, you know, but mm-hmm. if I can also accomplish all of the things that I, you know, have set out for myself personally, that'll definitely be a plus, you know, but winning would always come first.
All right. Before we let you go, you're a Pizza Bowlies guy. I see you on the commercial with Jonathan. The Pizza Bowlies question of the week. Pizza Bowlies offering wings, subs, and more. Pizza Bowlies delivers more taste. Download the Pizza Bowlies app for easy ordering. All right, B-Rob, question kind of diverting to college here. I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think Bill Belichick will be successful at North Carolina? I know that's a very general question. Success could be a bunch of different things, but do you think Bill Belichick will be successful at Carolina in the next 5 years? He signed a 5-year contract, $10 million a year.
I think he will be successful at North Carolina only because, it's Belichick. His brand is off the charts. He'll have multiple people and resources, connected to him, and that wants to come and work with him and learn from him. Players that would probably drop anything for the experience to play under him. So I feel like he'll give more of that effect back to college football to where he can have impact on players and not necessarily have to bribe them with all this money and stuff like that. He'll bribe them with more of an opportunity to learn him and his system so that he can have them set up for the next level. He'll bring more of that type of.
Would you consider playing for a guy like him if you were coming up? Just maybe take less money now, because money's a big issue now for college kids, studs like you. Would you consider taking less to play for a guy like him?
It depends. I'm not sure Belichick's my guy.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure. Some kids will definitely make that decision. And I can't really tell you what I would do, and what I would want and what I would need for myself personally. But I feel like Belichick would definitely impact a lot of people and players and coaches and staff members, and just build a strong enough, program to win some games, especially in the ACC, right?
Yep, for sure.
All right, Brian. Stay healthy this week. Good luck. And hopefully we're talking to you next week after a win against Philly. Snap their 10-game win streak.
That'd be a big one.
All right, bro.
Thank you, pal.
That sounds good. Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.